Don't you know that from coast to coast, where there's dope, there's hope. Where there's dope, there's hope. Sheesh. Wait, is it lit? Don't you know?
Oh, welcome, ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls.
Cats and dogs.
Cats and dogs. Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them out here. Animals, everybody.
Ooh.
Welcome. You are rocking with your boy EarthTone IKP. This is the Herbal Tea Podcast.
Sure is.
Debut episode.
My
episode
niggas,
EP1.
We made it.
Oh,
we
shit.
fucking made it.
We
Has
here,
it been
y'all.
a trip?
What's up, man? Welcome. Thanks for coming out, rocking with us. We definitely happy to be here. It's been not a long time coming, but we definitely been putting in some work in preparation to give y'all something special. By lieu of the Herbal Tea Podcast, this is the show for Q plus artists by Q plus artists. I myself, I go by the name of EarthTone. I am a Q plus artist. I've been doing my thing for a little minute now. I probably came out in my music around 2014. That was with the debut of the Gmail EP.
Facts.
Y'all can go check that out on Spotify, Tidal, all your streaming platforms, Apple Music, all that good stuff.
All right.
But yeah, that was my introduction to the scene, and I've been rocking ever since. I put out 2 other projects since then, New Balance mixtape, and then I just released Gourmet last year, so you got the Gourmet EP. The Gourmet, the album, the EP. It's a full length, so y'all could go check that shit out. And yeah,
Bars.
that's me, your boy EarthTone. I'm from Jersey. Most of y'all know I'm definitely based in New York City. I've been out here for about 3 years now.
Man, that long. That
yeah.
flew.
Time flies, right? That's how it
Shit.
goes, man.
You had a lot of fun.
I've enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we Jersey right across the water, so it ain't
Yeah.
a big transition, but it is. I mean, New York City is New York City,
a
so it's one thing to
transition.
be from Jersey and commute there, but it's one thing, to actually live here and be in the scene and the mix and shit.
For sure.
But yeah, man, I've been doing music for a little minute, and one fun fact about myself, I'm gonna give everybody: I was actually almost signed to Grand Hustle as a writer producer.
Whoa.
Back around 2008. A lot of people don't know that, but we ain't gonna get into all that just
I
yet.
didn't
That's
know
just
that.
a fun
I
fact.
sure
Hold that.
enough.
But yeah, man, we're gonna be bringing y'all all types of goodies. We're gonna be shining a light on the community, particularly the Q plus community, as well as our allies.
Right.
And like I said, it's a show for us by us. You know what I mean? We're bringing it to that old FUBU motto. If you want something, you want to see something, you got to do it yourself. So that's what we here to do. But it's not just me. It's my homie. I got to the left of me, IK Pizzle.
Yes, sir.
Let the people know a little bit about yourself, man.
I actually wanted to say that I feel kind of betrayed that you ain't tell me that you was almost signed to
You
Grand
see
Hustle
here,
Records
you got little tidbits. I mean, you see the plaque in the crib. Like, where you think I get that from? It's just, you ain't never asked what the story was. So,
I thought you was just really capping. But at the same time, anyway, this is our dynamic right here. This is what you've gotten yourself into. I am IKP. Most people call me PZ. IKP stands for the infamous King of Positivity. I'm also a Q plus artist.
Okay.
Born in Brooklyn, raised in Norfolk, Virginia.
Hey.
757 area, 7 cities, if you're not familiar. Now, because Something in the Water festival is popping, now everybody gonna really know what 757 is, but that's like the home of Missy, Pharrell, Clips, people like that. So that's kind of like my ilk and things of that nature. What could I say about myself? I'm a Marine Corps veteran. I was served for 5 years.
A vet. Ooh,
Vet.
that's not light. Don't just skirt over that.
You're right.
I'm a Marine Corps veteran. Yeah, I did that. Like,
It is,
Okay.
I'll
That's
be
what's
getting
up.
that Marine Corps bag. I got out 2008, and, I had a good time, but, I am a vet. And, that's just what it is. I'm a vet in the game, and I'm a vet
in the game.
in the game.
You know what I'm saying?
See how that work?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. And I've also been doing music for a while, since 2010. I have 3 albums and 2 mixtapes
You out here.
to speak of.
You out here. You
Yeah,
out
so
here.
I've been out here really, really putting in work and doing my thing. My latest project, ETHOS, which is an anthology, 2010's anthology of all of my work in the past decade. We're going to discuss that later in the show for our segment In These Streets. We'll get more details to you about that in a hot little second.
Yeah. So now you got a little bit about each of us, our projects. Now we're going to tell you a little bit about how we kind of met, like where our story began. So I came out and, pretty much in my music as a Q Plus artist around 2014 with Gmail. And around that time, that's when I met Swanee. Shout out to Swanee River.
Shout out.
A fan of mine had actually put me on the Swanee. They were like, yo, he has a radio show. He highlights artists. He definitely fucking with your shit. You should check him out. They sent him my music. And we kind of linked that way. And ever since, we've been rocking. And he came out to one of my first shows at SOBs. And he brought IKP and Billy Hood. Shout out to Billy Hood.
We all rolled through deep. And we just met. Like, we just met that
and this was
summer.
early. Like, I had just kind of, like, hit the scene. So we kind of linked up early in the, and you know, my career path. And
Facts.
We've been rocking ever since. And before you know it, we ended up getting on a joint. Our first joint was what? I Be On It. And that was initially just supposed to be some, you know, Swanee was doing like a collaboration. It was like a collaborative album. Yeah. Compilation album.
Yeah, something like that.
And it was supposed to be on that. But then
because the vibes, you know what I'm saying, the source from it was dripping so goddamn hard. It was crazy. People was kind of feeling it all over the place. We went and shot the video on that cold October day. It was freezing.
It was cold as hell.
But it was dope though. We gave a hit, and from then we've been
rocking. We ended up putting together a full-length project. Introducing the Alliance. What was that, 2016? Oh, man.
And before that, remember we dropped the mixtape, the prequel.
The mixtape, yeah.
We went hard that whole
We went crazy. That was a hard summer. I remember that. We went crazy on a Pride circus. We did all of those.
We did all of that.
We hit every barrel Pride and performed. That was hard.
For sure. And 3 music videos later. And on top of that, remember when we got nominated for the Best Urban EP for the 2015 Independent Music Awards. We made
some
waves. We made a little
splash. Just, you know, something light, but
you know,
that's kind of where, you know, the foundation of where our relationship started. So
for sure.
You got EarthTone and Peasy, and we are bringing y'all the Herbal Tea motherfucking podcast. Now, you might hear like Herbal Tea, like what the fuck is the Herbal Tea podcast? Well,
I'm wondering.
Everybody know what tea is. You spilling tea. So you kind of, we getting into the talk, the words on the street. Not too much of the rumors and the catty shit. It's going to be a little salacious, but we more talking about the informative shit, the shit that's going on in the community.
Yeah.
You know, the lifestyle shit, the shit that we do and deal with every day.
Absolutely.
Of course, it's the music. So we got the music. We're going to be breaking down music, particularly music from artists who identify as Q+. So openly. Q+ artists as well as allies. So anybody who ever shows some support to the Q+ community in some way, shape, or form, they're eligible to be reviewed on this show. So we're going to be taking music, albums, EPs, singles, whatever, from all different genres, not just hip-hop, R&B, soul, all of that.
For sure.
And, you know, like we said, it's a show for the community, by the community.
Absolutely.
And a lot of y'all might hear us throwing around this term Q+ a lot. And everybody's asking, like, what the fuck is Q+?
What does that mean? Break that down for a player.
I mean, every time you hear people refer to the queer community, it's like the LGBTQ. They tend to be adding like another letter onto the shit like every year. It's like, it's a lot. We get it's a big community, it's a spectrum. And that's cool. But that's a little cumbersome to say all of the time. Like LGBTQ,
and
LGBTQ,
actually,
LGBTQ.
people referring to us struggle with that. Because you could tell, you could look at somebody and tell like they really had to rehearse that. So
it shouldn't be that. It shouldn't be that. You know,
it shouldn't be that.
It's not that serious. It's serious, but it shouldn't be that difficult to kind of, you know what I mean? It shouldn't be like a test. You got to take a test to learn how to say the shit right. It's like, come on, man. And then I wanted to separate that from just the artist community as a whole.
Right.
So yeah, we all fall under the rainbow, but it's not just the lifestyle. We talking specifically more so about the art.
Right.
So that's why I said Q+, and then I want to put a positive spin on being queer, on being LGBTQ. So it's like we Q+ artists. It's like a badge of honor. We superheroes out here. I'm not ashamed to say like, oh, I'm a Q+ artist. It's not something. It shouldn't be a derogatory statement. And I think that's kind of the issue with a lot of people when they're hearing it. They like, oh, I don't want to be put in a box. I don't want to just be a gay rapper. I don't want to. You don't have to be. The only person who could put you in a box is you. You know what I'm saying? If we hear your music and you only rapping about one thing, we're gonna put you in a box based on your music anyway, no matter what you calling yourself.
Right.
So it don't matter. Like we just putting that Q+ in front of it as a way for other Q+ people or people in the community to be able to easily identify those artists that they might be looking for. Because especially doing the research for this show, when we looking for Q+ artists, where do you go? Like, what do you go to Google and type in if you're looking for like a Mickey Blanco or Case the Killer or, you know, somebody that might be in that range and you like, I don't really know the artist's name, but where could it, like, what's the category, what group, you know what I mean? How can I look for it?
Yeah.
So Q Plus is just a way of kind of, you know, it is grouping us together, but you have different types of artists that fall under Q Plus. So you got trap Q Plus artists, you got Q Plus R&B artists, you got Q Plus soul artists, you got, you know, Q Plus
pop artists,
all of that shit.
artists.
Q Plus is not the genre. It's more just a added, you know,
just
added
an
title,
identifier,
just to let you know.
and that's just like a shorthand, if anything.
It's a badge of honor, as I like to say.
Absolutely.
And, you know, we wear it proud out here. And it's not for everybody. If you don't want to put it on, we're not forcing it on nobody. It's just something we like to use to kind of put a spotlight on the Q Plus artists that's doing their thing in this community. And the ones that's looking to support and don't necessarily know where to look. So we hope to be a resource and a hub, and that's kind of the main objective behind this whole thing, you know, behind this whole podcast. So we hope that's what everybody get. And it's community-based, so we need y'all to participate. We need y'all artists. If y'all got songs coming out, projects, hit us up, let us know at herbal.T.pod. And we definitely gonna check it out and listen to it. And we want to put a spotlight. Like, that's the whole premise. We want to put it on display. We learning about this shit ourselves. So, you know.
I put it on display.
Hey.
You came to catch this wave. I didn't come to play. Yeah. All right.
So with that said, we're going to give y'all an idea, sort of a summary of how the show going to run down. So we're going to start off with the album reviews.
Facts, yes.
And like we said, we're going to be taking Q Plus artists, singles, projects, EPs, anything of that nature. All that music, we want to take it, we're going to listen to it, sit with it, you know what I mean? Really digest it, break it down, and then we're going to bring our opinions and our thoughts to you guys.
Digest that shit.
So we're going to review it, take the projects, and we also going to be looking at the allies, as I said. So it's not just going to be, you know, people who identify as Q+, but it's going to be people who, you know, openly support the community in some way, shape, or form, whether that be, you know, out publicly speaking or through their music or, you know, featuring a Q Plus artist on their project. Any kind of support that shows they stand with us and not against us, then they're considered an ally, and we're going to feature their music on the show as well.
Yes, sir.
And then also we're going to have the next segment headed by the homie
IKP, Peasy. Please call me Peasy for short. I don't want you to remember a whole bunch of fucking letters. But this is man Peasy right here, and I'm going to be hitting you with Indie Streets. This is a segment of the show where we get into the community business of what, you know, Q Plus artists or, you know, people of the LGBT persuasion are doing. So I like to say that I'll be covering the latest news, trending bits, and local stories straight from these streets.
Oh, straight. But not straight.
Where my ears always be.
You got your ear to the curb. I mean, that's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing you always out here. You got your curb. Even injured, no injured. Like, you out here. They can't keep you out the streets.
Can't no leg.
That's what I'm
injury
hearing.
Stop me. You know what I'm saying? I had a little surgery here, but, you know, I'm still here.
Okay.
Still here in these streets. And that's what I'm going to be bringing to y'all.
Okay. Sounds good. So, we got the show. We're going to be highlighting Q+, the art, the community, and then we also going to be highlighting our favorite pastime. Well, a lot of our favorite pastime. Mine's in particular, that 420, that ganja, that ooh-wee, sticky, icky. We're going to be bringing you to the smoking section, where we're going to be highlighting, you know, different things that have to do with the 420 culture, the cannabis culture. From the business side to, you know, how do you consume your weed to, you know, different stories about getting high and shit like that. It's just going to be all types of fun, informative, and it's all going to be brought to you via the Herbal Tea Podcast. So we hope y'all enjoy. Sit back, relax, be in tune. Get engaged with us. We definitely, like we said, we want to stress that it's a community-based show.
It is.
And it's about the artists. It's a show for the artists, by artists. So we want y'all to, you know, be engaged, interact with us, and let us know what you think. If we, you know, we doing something that you don't like, let us know. If we doing something that you fuck with or you might want to see something else, let us know. But we're going to get it going and enjoy this ride.
With that said, you know, we can't do this without y'all. We wouldn't be here without you artists.
Absolutely not.
Please, this is definitely all about y'all. It may be our thoughts, our opinions, and our viewpoints, but this is definitely for the community and by the community,
Absolutely.
like my man EarthTone said.
If we ain't got no music to review, this shit ain't gonna work.
It's not
so
really
y'all
gonna
go
work.
in the studio, get these projects done, and
Get
make this shit good, because we ain't taking it light. We ain't pulling no punches.
Nah.
You know, we artists ourselves, we know how much goes into it, and when shit is lazy, we gonna know.
We're gonna know.
And we gonna let you know. So, without further ado, let's get into these motherfucking reviews.
Let's get into these reviews. How we gonna rate these reviews, though?
Oh,
What's that situation gonna be like?
Let's see here. So, I mean, you got the premise of the show. We mixing the weed with the art, with the Q plus, with the culture. So we figured, why not have some fun with this charting system that we use?
Yeah.
The whole system is broken down. We got 6 different grades we're gonna give you.
Okay.
And it's gonna start from lowest. You got that dirt.
Yeah.
Now, if you I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. You got that dirt.
Word.
Your shit is in like the 0 to 15% range.
Yeah.
I probably don't like maybe one joint off of your shit, and I'm definitely not playlisting anything off of there. You know what I'm saying? But that's kind of the low end. Hopefully, we don't got to give out no dirt. Like, that's
Hopefully
not
we don't.
the objective.
That's
We're not out here trying to
it.
give people dirt. That's embarrassing. We don't want to have to do it. It's embarrassing for us. So don't put out no trash. Or if you do, just keep that shit in your
Just
your
move
hard
forward
drive. Just
and
keep it in
go
your hard drive.
back
Don't
in the
put it.
booth.
Don't stream it.
Go back in the booth, come a little harder, and then, let everybody else know what you're doing. It's all about the glow up.
Exactly.
We all evolving here.
Exactly. But a step up from dirt, you got your Reggie. Now, if you ever smoke some Reggie, you know the shit, it look kind of different. It smell a little different. It ain't really, it's
Or it
smokable.
don't really smell at
You
all.
could smoke it.
It's
but
passable. It's filler.
It's not really that crazy. You about in the 15 to 30% range, which you got when you got that Reggie. So that's the first 2. The next step above Reggie is your mid. So, all my smokers, you know what that mid is. Sometimes you get that mid, you on like a super budget, your pockets might be tapped, you get your little gram of mid. It'll get you through, you know what I'm saying? You can smoke it, get you a nice little situation depending on what your tolerance is.
Yeah.
But, you ain't gonna be writing home about it, you know what I mean? It'll do the job, but it ain't the shit you go in the seat, you know what I'm saying? Some shit you gotta, it's mid, it's cool. You listen to it.
Sometimes it's like an off and on thing. Sometimes mid could be okay, like it could work.
It has
its
different,
ups and
That's why the
downs.
range is like
A little
30
bit wider.
to 60% tile.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? About that range.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a little about average. That's average, some average trees.
After that, what we got? We got that beautiful, beautiful loud. Loud is something my man Tone knows a lot about.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So
Very well
that is
informed.
going to be the 60 to 75% range. So loud. That's just it's
That loud.
that loud. You know what it
smells
is
loud,
when you hear it, when you
tastes
smell
loud.
it.
Yeah.
And so, you know what I'm saying? It tastes delicious.
That's when you get out of that average range and you're like,
Yeah.
all right, this shit. Now we talking about
hitting.
something right here. This is that ooh wee. This is that loud. This is that shit you want
That's
to
that
hear.
medicinal. That's that medicinal quality. That's what you want.
Exactly. And then you want to take it a step above that, the next grade. Whew. It's getting hot.
It's getting hot.
You got that fire.
Fire.
You got that fire. I mean, fire, everybody knows what fire is. That's like a
Yeah.
universal term. Whenever you
Yeah.
referring to some shit, and you like, yo, that shit was fire.
Yeah.
You get you a nice little piece of action, you know what I mean? Be like, yo, he had that fire.
Yep.
Be like, yo, you listen to somebody's album, ooh, that shit was fire. You eating something good, that's like, ooh, this shit.
This
these
is fire.
Fire, everybody knows what fire is. So you got that fire, you rocking about that 75 to 90 percentile. Your shit is fire, you doing better than most people, better than most artists. That's a good, you want to shoot for that fire range. That's where you should be aiming as an artist, I feel. Like
For
you
the
should be
most
wanting your art to be high quality, top notch. And it's a lot of metrics that go into how we're going to be determining
Yeah.
these grades, but we got to give you a grade just to let you know, where you stand as far as your project. So that's the fun part about the shit. And then we got one more above that. You hit the shit out the park.
There's more?
The number one, the numero uno. I don't feel like we're going to be giving out too many of these. This is going to be hard to come by.
This is going to be hard to come by. Absolutely.
You get that moon rock. All of my smokers, if you haven't smoked it, you either know somebody that did or you at least know the myth of it. And you know the legend and the story behind the shit. And it's probably one of the most powerful strands of weed we have.
It's so mythical.
At least that I've heard of.
When Tone brought it to my attention, he was putting me on game. That's how mythical it is. This is only word of mouth type shit.
Yeah. I haven't even seen it before.
See?
I ain't smoked it before.
It's
I
elusive.
heard it and I know it's out there. But before this podcast is done, I will be able to report on Moon Rock back to you guys. But if you get that Moon Rock grade, then your shit, that's like a classic.
It's
And we
gotta
trying to
be
change that narrative because everybody quick to throw classic on everything, boom, boom, boom. Moon Rock is our version of classic, and I could tell you motherfuckers now, everybody ain't getting a Moon
Everybody
Rock.
is
So if
not
you get a Moon Rock from us, then know your shit is crazy. But yeah, man, that's the list for us. So we got Dirt, we got Reggie, we got that Mid, You got that loud. Fire. And then you got that moon rock, man. So let's see what these artists gonna get. You ready to get into this shit?
I'm ready.
I think we done laid the ground rules. Y'all should have somewhat of an idea where we going with this shit by now.
I think
if you haven't, then
you ain't paying
rewind
attention.
Rewind the shit.
Rewind
it
that back.
and listen to that shit again and then pick back up and then we're gonna start from here. But
Yes,
we're gonna keep it moving and we're gonna get into these motherfucking album reviews. So who do we have first on the docket?
Who we got? First on the docket that we have, oh my God. She might not need no introduction, but she's going to get one anyway.
Of
this
course.
is Young Ma. Young
Ma. Young M.A. Hey.
Young M.A.
Okay.
All right. She has this album that she kind of just dropped, you know what I'm saying, out the blue, really. Not really out the blue. It's been a long time coming.
But who is Young M.A. though?
Young M.A.?
Who, like, for those who might not have heard of her, like, you know what I mean? Where did she come from? What's up with her?
All right, I'm going to fill you in if you don't know who Young M.A. is a little bit. This is a Brownsville, Brooklyn, born and raised artist. She is of lesbian persuasion, of course, and she shot to fame with that viral single, Ooh, which came out in 2016.
I don't know if I've ever heard the phrase lesbian persuasion before. That might be a first.
We're gonna coin
They got
that.
a little ring to it, too. Like, it
gonna-
came off, like, real smooth. We're
gonna be coining phrases all throughout this. Bitch,
we
yeah.
trailblazing here.
You
what
know
else
what
can
I'm
you
saying?
do but coin shit? You know what I'm
Benny
saying? We a
Nickel
first of its
Diamond
kind.
coin the
Ain't no
phrase.
shit out here like that.
You feel me?
Can't find it.
So that's where she at, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, Young Ma.
She followed up with the EP. This is a triple platinum EP, top 20 single. And she followed that up with an EP actually called Her Story the following year. So since then, she's been dropping a string of singles and kind of like getting herself ready. And that brings us to this wonderful project, Her Story in the Making, or Her Story in the Making, however you want to pronounce that. But, you know, definitely has a ring to it. Fun fact. Young M.A. has directed a lesbian porn movie called The Gift and produced by Pornhub. So she is a legit director. She has that credit under
she's
her belt
officially
now.
in the porn industry.
She really
now.
is.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
That
okay.
is-
I
that's
did.
what
I
it
did
is.
not know that.
Of course, sex sells.
Hey.
That's how it works in the industry.
I mean, it's in brand, so it's still
It's
on
totally a
so
brand.
she good.
It's totally she's about that life.
Okay.
So, you know, of course, after that, fun fact as well, she was once offered the role for the rapper on Empire, the show by Lee Daniels, the hip hop soap opera.
Interesting.
You know what I'm saying? That's what it is.
There was a lot of people in the running for that
There's
at
a lot
the time.
of people, but
I
she was
remember when
definitely
that first
one.
came out. Okay.
She would have been called Betty Bars, and she makes a couple references to that. She makes a couple
what was the
references
girl's
to that.
name? Frida Gas.
Frida Gas.
She's supposed to be Frida Gas.
She was supposed to be Frida Gas, but I guess they were giving her the name Betty Bars. But
That's
you know,
okay.
Of course, Young M.A. had to turn that
That would have
down.
been interesting. I fuck with Frida Gas. That would have been interesting.
I fuck with Frida Gas too, but I totally see, you know, her viewpoint as far as like crafting your own identity, having to build that on your own.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Versus being known as a fictional character that sometimes take over.
Absolutely,
your whole
it's hard to
brand.
break away from
And
that,
it's hard
especially
to
when you're
be-
dealing with national television.
Yeah,
like.
Once people know you as that in waking memory, living memory, that's all you are.
That's why those intros are so important.
It's
man.
so important. So she had to turn that down.
Okay.
And now we know Young M.A. as Young M.A.
Yeah.
And she's giving us this fire album.
But then given Ooh, like the success of Ooh, she kind of took a step back because this is a big gap between like her last project, Ooh, the success of Ooh, and then this project here. Like she took like a good 3-4 year hiatus, kind of just
she
chilling.
We're not really just chilling. She's been putting out sparing singles. She of course had.
Well, I
the
mean,
EP.
she kind of talked about it. Like she spoke about it in an interview. She kind of like the success was so big. She was getting pressure from the labels to like, all right, you got to drop now. You got to put the album out now. Ride this wave. She kind of was the opposite and was like, you know, I'm gonna take my time with this. I'm going to settle it out. I want to make, because I'm here about the longevity as opposed to just riding the wave, burning out, and then kind of, you know, going back in. So that was interesting to read up
kind of like
on.
letting the vibe of the song and letting the success of the song linger on a little bit, and letting people fully embrace it and take it,
and
process
determining
it.
your own shit as opposed to letting the wave, you know,
letting the wave dictate you and carry you out to sea and you get lost and shit like that. You've seen that. You've seen stories like that. But not to dwell too much on that, let's talk about this music situation.
Okay.
She put out this album on September 27th in 2019. We have 21 tracks on the album, so it's a bit of a ride.
long
It's
album.
a bit of a ride.
Definitely a ride. An hour and 8
saying?
minutes. That's a full length. That's a
giving
healthy
us a
project.
lot.
I mean, and it's only right because it's been a minute.
It's
and
been
this
a
is like
minute.
technically her debut
This
studio
is her
album.
debut studio album,
So,
of course.
the fans definitely waited long enough for it. She gave them a full plate.
They sure have. And we ate that full plate.
Definitely did.
I'm going to tell you that for sure. Should I just give them the rating?
Yeah, what did you think about it? What was your... All right, so we got to get the drum roll. Brrr, this is the first Herbal Tea rating. What did you think? Young and May, her story.
All right. Her story in the making gets a 52% from me. This is a mid. This is a mid. There were a lot of bangers on this album. Let me tell you. There's a ton of them. I mean, let's just go through it. No Mercy, the intro, she comes in with that. That's something to come up. The single Big, those are all highlights for me. And as well as like other songs like Cold World, Lifestyle. Mm-hmm. Okay, but the one that I stuck with the most, the highlight for me was Car Confessions. Because I love a good song. I love an artist that zones out.
Yeah.
And it kind of really gave me intro feel. Like that could have been an intro. Like the way artists used to do intros back in the day.
Yeah.
They used to just kind of like do a whole verse and whatever their mind state was in the moment of creating that album. They're just talking their shit. And that's what she gave on Car Confessions.
Okay.
So that is why it's number one for me. It came in a close second to like Sober Thoughts. Like I was like going back and forth between that album. But I really
What did you play? So Car Confessions, or that was your playlister?
Definitely Car Confessions. Mm-hmm. Definitely No Love. Definitely Sober Thoughts. Okay. Those were like my biggest playlists as well.
Okay.
And of course, like the rest of the album is pretty solid. The one I was not really feeling so much.
Give it to him.
Never Need a Nigga for Nothing. And then AN.
Because yeah.
That was not really doing it for me. I felt like it was beneath her. Like, it sounds like a cheap DJ Mustard beat with a cheap Ty Dolla $ign kind of hook situation.
That was definitely her Mustard grab.
She was, I feel like if you're going to do that, why not just work with the people? Why not holler
It was
at
definitely
Mustard?
a Mustard like replica.
Yeah, you didn't have to.
It might have been made around that era because that was around the time when she kind of was popping, like with the ooh.
It could have been an older record in the tuck.
tuck.
Yeah, but I mean, it kind of sounds cheap to me. I feel like she could have at least either hollered at them or could have just left that one off for me. But
I mean, I wasn't.
She probably wanted a radio song, but I didn't.
She definitely was That was a reacher.
That was definitely reaching.
Yeah.
But that was the kind of the clunker for me. What about you though?
I mean, 21 songs, you definitely gonna get some of those because that's a long album. I'm not expecting like too much craziness from a long album. But the one big credit I gotta give to Young and May on this album, she kind of stayed in her lane for the most part. Like other than that one right there where she kind of reaching, but she was still in her bag. She was still talking about shit. And she rapping on this album, which I really appreciate. Like she's really rapping. The intro, like you mentioned, comes on, and that's definitely another grab at like the Meek Mill-esque type intro. Sure. Like it had that same setup as far as the beat and the production. Yeah. But I thought it was dope. That shit came in hard, and I'm like, ooh, like she kind of setting the tone. I'm like, okay, I'm ready to hear what she got to say.
You know what you're getting.
Yeah, and then so my favorite joint on the whole project was Lifestyle. The Lifestyle. That shit just so hard to me, and it's giving me Godfather Part 3, Mobb Deep, that GO3, Father Part 3. You know how it come on like that? That's how this shit came on. So it was like, man, I was like, ooh. And then when them
kinda
drums come
grimy.
in, like, and then she just left it open. The beat ain't too crazy. Got that murky ass bass, and she just spit her shit. Fuck being humble, getting pussy by the bundle. Yo, she was bodying it. That's my favorite joint. I playlisted that off rip. The next joint she had on there was that I fuck with was Numb. Numb was kind of dope. I fuck with that shit. That's kind of her getting her emo bag.
I just want to go numb.
Yeah.
Just want to go numb.
But then it's like, it's kind of scary because you look at like some of these artists that's, passing away from drug use and overdosing and shit like that. But like, it's a lot of pressures that come with this music shit. And then you talking about love on top of that, which is another fucking drug within itself. Absolutely. And she just want to numb it out, escape it. Like she don't want to feel them emotions and shit. Like
I can relate to that.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's why I was like, when I heard that shit, like, but she giving you a lot of shit like this on this album, which I appreciate. She giving you content and it's genuine to her. Like it's coming from her standpoint. So I fuck with that. And then like following that is Bipolar, which is like right after that. And it's kind of in the same bag of Numb, but it got a different feel. And I don't know, that shit was just kind of dope. And it sound like she writing like a letter to an ex or something. Somebody she did wrong and she kind of just like, that's the one she like, fuck love, I don't want love. But that's definitely her getting her emo bag. And that was another one I put on there and I was like, I fuck with. And then the whole project, she only had like 2 or 3 features, and it looked like they was like in-house features, like the homies. Yeah. Which I also appreciate about the project. I thought that was dope. Overall, man, I gave it a loud.
You gave it a loud.
I gave her that loud.
All right.
And I gave it like a 70% loud.
Okay.
So,
okay.
I thought it was a great first studio effort. Like I thought she put a lot of quality music on there.
She did.
Like you said, it's a lot of bangers on there. Now some of them might fall into like kind of sounding the same. Like when I listen to it straight through, it don't hit as hard for me as when I listen to it like scattered all over. Like when I just hear the songs like out of pocket by themselves, they kind of sound better to me outside of the playlist of the album. But she got some dope shit on there, and then she talking, like she spitting that shit. Like she not just rapping. She got her shit where she talking about, I fuck bitches, throw the strap on, fuck a bitch, da-da-da-da. Money, street shit. But she not overdoing it with that street shit, she really getting in her feelings, her emotions, shit she been going through all this time. So
you get a lot of facets.
Hey, man, she gave you a lot of food to work with. It's an album you could definitely sit with for a while. You know what I mean?
Let's talk about some quotables from this album for a second. Okay. You mentioned lifestyle, and there were definitely some quotables in there. Mm-hmm. Game will teach you a lot, but you got to play to learn. I mean, definitely that's a quotable from that. Yeah. Food stamps at Key Food. Who don't know about this life?
That's what I'm saying. Like she's spitting like. And then imagery, shit you could picture. Like, she putting you, like...
She's giving you... Details like that is what makes the album richer.
That's what I'm saying. That's a great adjective for it, rich. It's a rich album, and I fuck with it. And she stayed in her lane. Like, when she did reach, she stayed playing it, and she just reached her arm as opposed to putting the whole feet and trying to overreach. She kind of just... She stayed in her lane at this point. She giving you quality... That quality Young and May sound. Like you definitely got her fans, her core fan base will definitely be pleased with this project. I think.
Definitely will get to know her a lot better just by going through that album. Yeah. So that's what it is.
Okay, so we got a loud from me, 70%. And what did you give it?
I gave it a mid.
A mid, okay. Mid like what? 50? You said 52. That's very specific. 52%. Okay.
Mid for me.
Okay, Young and May, her story. You get a loud. And you got that mid. That's not bad. That's a pretty decent grade, because you average that out. That's about what, like a 60? About a 60, 62%, 65. Yeah. If you combining out both of our joints. So
for sure.
Shout out to Young and May. Go check that out. Streaming everywhere on all platforms. Like we said, that came out in September. So, it's been out for a few months now, but definitely go check it out. It's worth a listen. So who do we got next on the motherfucking
Who do we got next?
Oh, man. Hayley Kiyoko. Hayley Kiyoko. Let me see if I can find her.
Hayley Kiyoko. This is that I'm too sensitive about this shit. Yeah. I'm too sensitive for this shit. Fucking it up.
Definitely too sensitive for this shit. Yeah. So Hayley Kiyoko, if some of you might not know, she's a singer. She's kind of like I would say pop, but not so much. She's like a cross between like a pop and an indie singer-songwriter type artist. Right. She's a child model / actress. She was actually in the movie Scooby-Doo back in 2009. They did like a live action version of Scooby-Doo. She was in that. And she was also in a singing group called The Stunners, and they went on tour with Justin Bieber back in the day. This was like around 2009, I think. Right. So her debut project was Expectations that came out in March of 2018. Right. So she's a fairly new artist. Like she's been doing her acting and modeling thing for a while, but she's now stepping into this music scene. And she's a Q+ artist. She's born in LA. Her background is Japanese and German, so I think her mom's was Japanese, her pops is German.
Gotcha.
So, you know, she got a little bit of a bling going on there. And she also, one of the things I read about her, she gets acupuncture regularly to kind of deal with the grueling schedule of tour life. And I've had acupuncture before.
So
my shit is actually documented, like on the show,
You know
The Season
what?
Circle. I got acupuncture on the show.
We did see this.
That shit.
This is documented. This is actually true to you.
Acupuncture is different. It's not for everybody.
It's not.
Like I've done it a
too.
few times, and I don't know. I don't see myself getting it regularly. I didn't really reap the crazy benefits that everybody else say they get when they get it done. That shit definitely is uncomfortable, and you feel those needles. Like, I mean, but it ain't like painful. Painful is just like, and there's some parts where they hit you, it's just like, woo. But I mean, Hayley seems to enjoy it, so that's part of what she does is her regimen. But yeah, that's Hayley Kiyoko. Did you find out, did you know about her at all before?
I knew a little bit about her. But of course I definitely got into her a little bit more once we got into some of her music. I got a couple fun facts for you about Hayley Kiyoko. Let's give her some little tea. She was featured in Taylor Swift's video for You Need to Calm Down.
You need to calm down.
Where she had a lot of LGBT representation in that video. So she was one of the slew of celebrities.
It was a lot. It was a lot of
video.
cameos.
So shout out to her and shout out to Taylor Swift, who's an ally. We consider her an ally.
Absolutely.
And she also was once accepted into NYU's Clive Davis School for Recorded Music. But of course, her career was starting to take off. She was doing a lot of movies, so she chose.
So she's like she's
dabbling,
dibbling, dabbling.
Yeah, I mean, like it makes sense because if you
go
going to school for music and then you get an opportunity, you gotta take that opportunity to get that bag. So
okay,
what we got about this music?
Sense. So her project she got out. She actually just released a little 4-pack EP, called "I'm Too Sensitive for This." But we're gonna look at the single "Love Me" that she dropped. The single came out the EP came out on the 13th, but she dropped the single like a little bit before. So like a few weeks before that, she dropped the single. It's about 2.5 minutes. Okay. And this is the second release. This EP is the second release since her debut, I believe. Okay. I listened to it. It's cool. It's cool. It ain't crazy. I ain't hate it. I ain't love it. But it's cool. It's like right in the middle. It's that mid for me. I gave it like a 60% mid.
You gave it a mid?
Yeah, I gave it that 60% mid. I thought the song, it kind of gave me that Mandy Moore. Remember Mandy Moore had that song Candy?
Yeah.
I'm missing you like candy. That beat, as soon as I heard that beat, I'm like, it took me right there. I'm like, this is the fucking update, the 2019 version of this song.
I felt kind of similarly about that
as
well.
But then she is spitting, like she said something, I forgot the line. She said, I'll throw away my revenue if you swear you'll never leave. Like, that's a strong line right there. That's pretty much you like, I get it, all this shit up. If you want it and you don't like this lifestyle I'm living, or if this is too much for you, I'll give all this shit up. Just promise you ain't going nowhere. So that's kind of what kind of bag she was in lyrically, but then it give you that almost a little cheesy bop from the production. Like, that's why I get the Mandy Moore shit from the production. But she is going in lyrically on this shit. Okay. So it was a decent song. I fuck with it. I bop with it.
I gave it a Reggie.
Reggie!
I gave it a Reggie. And I'm going to explain why.
Oh, shit.
I totally feel you on that up-tempo pop tip. Mm-hmm. That bass line on it. The really, really thick synthesizer bass line, it drives the song. Mm-hmm. Definitely. It's a little 1-2 step bop. It does give me like Taylor Swift meets Gwen Stefani type ish.
Yes, especially the vocals.
The way the vocals are set up. Yeah. I didn't really give the songwriting too many points though. You know what I'm saying? But she's spitting her story. She's doing her thing. She's coming from a bit of a maybe like a younger, more vibrant perspective.
Definitely.
So,
absolutely.
I'm going to give it that as well. But altogether, that's my rate, and I gave it a Reggie.
What, like, where the percentage at with the Reggie? Just straight Reggie? Just straight Reggie?
gave it a straight, probably like an upper Reggie, like 30%.
It's not really that big of a range in the Reggie.
Yeah,
like,
it's
if
not
your
really
shit
a
Reggie,
big
you
range.
Reggie.
It's just
It's
Reggie.
just like,
It really
okay.
doesn't, you know.
Hey, well,
it's not-
it is what it is. Shout out to Hayley Kiyoko.
Shout out to Hayley Kiyoko.
It's Kiyoko. I keep saying Kiyoki. It's Kiyoko. Hayley Kiyoko.
We're gonna fuck up names. We're gonna fuck up album titles.
Yeah, we
happens.
still learning all this shit. But shout out to you. LOVE Me, the single on the EP. I'm too sensitive for this.
Go listen for yourself.
It's out now, man. Stream
Let
it.
us know what you
I
think
gave
of
it a
that.
mid. Peasy gave it that Reggie. Reggie. We very interested to know what y'all think. Because, you know, we hip hop artists. You know what I'm saying? We do that hip hop shit. But
By
like we said,
nature.
we not constricting ourselves to any one given genre. We're going to be reviewing all this shit. And it's not necessarily, like, I can't make this type of music. So me judging it, it's a different perspective.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is kind of out of my lane. But we're going to be judging the shit because we're casual listeners of all types
We're
of music.
consumers of
So
all this music.
we listen to the shit, you put it out, we going to judge it. But we got a mid in the Reggie, so what do y'all think? Hit us up in the comments, let us know at herbal.T.pod.
Just your thoughts. Of course, support all these Q Plus artists that we're showcasing out here because
Absolutely.
they're all out here representing themselves, and at the end of the day, that's always a win.
Absolutely. So who do we got next on the list?
Oh my God.
Oh,
We've
man.
been waiting for this song. We've been waiting for this. All right. Here it come. The next one we got Saucey Santana.
Hey.
Step up to the plate. Saucey Santana.
Saucey Santana. Well, that's an interesting name within itself. Saucey Santana.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, who is that?
Who is that? You
who the
don't-
hell
you
is
don't
Saucey
know
Santana?
nothing.
It sounds spicy.
It
Whoever
sounds
it is,
spicy.
it's something going on.
When you mentioned this artist to me, I was like, all right. Okay.
And somebody just put me on, like, you know what I'm saying? Bugs just put me on, because I wasn't that familiar with Saucey.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
so-
saying? And Bugs hit me, I was like, yeah, you know Saucey Santana. I was like, what? And then I checked it out, and I was like, oh, man, this is crazy.
Saucey Santana is a Florida-based, Tallahassee, Florida-based artist who found success with her viral single, Walk 'Em Like a Dog, which, you know, you look at the video, you could definitely see, because it's very well produced. Like, she came through. She was not holding back on that. She gave you the business on Walk 'Em Like a Dog. In August 2019, the video earning more than 3 million views. Unfortunately, though, with success, as they say, comes the hate or comes the bullshit.
Yep.
So we want to send our prayers out to Saucey Santana.
Yeah, that's
She
crazy.
was reportedly shot a couple of times in the vehicle with a couple of her friends. So we want to wish Saucey Santana the best in her recovery. But, you know, bringing it back to the note of her music, of his music,
I was gonna say,
they are
of
male.
his.
They are male. So, you know, we just want to be clear about that. Material Girl. Material Girl! Material Girl is the single.
But well, something else about Saucey. So Saucey is heavily influenced by Gucci Mane. That's one of his favorite artists.
that
So,
makes sense.
You know, asking one of his interviews, you know, who's somebody you want to collaborate? Gucci Mane was like hands down one of
That's
the
true.
first ones. And you know, he also embraces that Miami sound. So he's from Tallahassee,
Yeah.
based in Miami, but had been in Miami for a while. But
Right.
really embraces that new bop, and that's kind of a new. I mean, you had your Trinas, you had your Lukes, and all of that.
Yeah,
but like,
yeah,
there's like
yeah.
a new wave of sound coming out of the Miami area.
It's definitely like a bounce influence
Yeah, they
type
got
of
their own
music,
little bounce.
but it has a little bit of I don't know how you describe it. It's influenced by like maybe college, like, you know, there's a lot of colleges,
A lot of big colleges
in Florida.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
So they have their bands that, you know, really shine.
Yeah.
It's really that's really like a culture.
And it's hot down there. Anywhere you
hot.
go, that's
So
it's
the-
always hot. You're gonna have like a different spicier
So
shit.
you're gonna dance. It's gonna always be danceable. It's gonna always be boppable like that.
Yeah.
But Material Girl was the song actually featured at the end of the Walk 'Em Like a Dog video. So she kind of gave you a little
like the split. I
teaser.
love when they do that. That's
Give
like
you
a little
teaser.
old school
Yeah.
shit. When they used to give you like 10, 15 seconds of the
15
next single.
seconds of the
Oh
song.
man,
So
I
she
love
put
when
that.
people do that.
So this was actually coming.
That's hard.
So there it is. And you know, back to her single Walk 'Em Like a Dog. That's actually just Florida slang. It's basically slang for going in on somebody or something, kind of dragging them.
Yeah.
It could be a good thing
Yeah.
or it could be a bad thing. Like I could say, I was definitely walking them chips Them
You walk
honey
them
barbecue
shits like a
chips.
dog,
I was
yeah.
walking them shits.
You walked the shits out of them
yesterday
chips.
when we was meeting up.
You walked the
for,
shits out of them shits, for real.
I walked them straight out of
shits
your
all the way
apartment.
out the crib.
So it could be like that, or
Okay.
like when Cardi B was saying,
Yeah, I dog walk you. I dog walk
Same
you.
kind of, you know what I'm saying? Same kind of deal.
Okay, we got
So
it.
there it is.
So
right
Material Girl,
there.
okay.
Material Girl, my rating for that,
What you give it?
that's loud.
Oh.
That's loud. That is all the way loud.
Okay.
Like you're gonna get Florida production. You're gonna get the bop. You're gonna get the dance. That's what it is. It's gonna be simple beats, danceable, twerkable.
Yes.
And I'm always here for a good ratchet song.
Love it.
I'm always here.
Ratchet
for it.
is not lacking ratchet.
It's not lacking.
That's the one thing. It's not lacking.
in ratchetness at all. Like, and you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of different colors to rap music. It doesn't always have to be one.
It
So,
doesn't. And
you
it's
know,
it's never been that way.
It's never
ever.
been that way.
It's never been that way.
and then there's phases in just the different types. So
everybody had a time.
there's good ratchet
different ones
songs.
was popular at certain
Yeah.
times. Yeah.
there's good ratchet songs, there's bad ratchet songs. This is
Exactly.
definitely one of the good ones.
There you go.
And I definitely recommend it. One of the highlights is a couple of the lines. Let's see.
Uh-oh.
Let me give you a quotable here. One of the quotables is, I like my niggas laid, don't come here with no chips.
I remember that. I knew you was gonna like that line too. When I heard it, I was like, he gonna like this line.
This is definitely a quotable from the song. I'm not gonna say it's the best one, but it's definitely something that's stuck in my memory. And, you know, listen, if you here for a bop,
Yeah, it's definitely a strip club summer vibe.
Yeah.
Like it got that bounce, that hey, and then it's just a fun song. Like I love
It
a
is
good
fun.
quality fun song that's just that. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. He knew it was just gonna be a fun, bouncy song. He having fun with it. He talking his shit.
and
like,
that's the type of artist
it's
he
just
is,
a dope
at least
song.
right now.
I mean, personally, I gave it a loud too. So this is the first time we agreeing.
We agree.
At least we agreed on the first episode.
Yeah,
That's dope.
yeah.
We agreeing on this one. I gave it a loud too. I thought this
Yeah.
shit was.
It's loud.
This
It's
joint was dope. I gave it like a
loud.
65, 68 on a loud scale.
Yeah, I'm about the same.
Yeah.
This song is a song that will put you in a good mood.
As soon as you hear it, it give
soon
you
as
that.
hear it.
That's a powerful song right
Yeah.
there. Like for a song to be able to do that, as soon as you hear it, it kind of like you just drop whatever bullshit you was kind of, and you just want to bounce real quick. It got that kind of feel, which
Show
is
the
dope.
people the album cover, the album
Oh
cover
shit! The whole time.
for Material Girl. This song is definitely it. Like it's at any time of the year. It's mostly a summer bop, but you can bump this up any time of the year. It's
Currently
definitely
working
being
on the Grammy.
playlisted.
Meanwhile, I'm bouncing with your man in Miami.
Listen, you know what I'm saying? For those of us that like ASMR, she was on Rap Genius talking about the lyrics to her record, and you just see her, and when you hear the nails clicking, like you know
Yeah.
what type of shit that is.
Yeah.
You know she coming from a certain school.
Yeah.
You know she coming from a certain hood.
Yeah.
And it's like he's all the way authentic. I'm fucking up the
Keep saying you
pronouns.
sheeing the shit out of it.
No, I know. He is
a
giving
grown-ass
all
man. He
types
bearded
of
and all
grown-ass
that.
man.
That's a
I do not
grown
want
man.
him coming for me, but we gonna respect him as who
I
he
mean, but
is.
Material Girl, I think he's calling himself a girl.
Yeah.
He's a material girl.
Yeah, yeah.
Girl, material girl.
Girl, you know what I'm saying? That's what it is. That's his life. That's who he is.
Exactly. So shout out to Saucey Santana, man.
Shout
with
out.
Material Girl. Prayers up. I mean, he's good walking around, so
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
definitely
yeah.
good. That's some crazy shit to survive and encounter. Like, thank God it didn't go left.
Yeah, of course.
Not sure what happened and what went down with that, and that's none of our business. But we just happy he all right and can continue to make some dope
Continue to
music
give
and bring
us
us
those
some more
bops.
fun joints, man. Because
For sure.
we definitely both gave it a loud first time we agreeing on the show so far. So, that's pretty dope. That says a lot. But yeah, a loud from both me and Peasy. Shout out to Saucey Santana. So,
What's that next bop?
who do we got next?
Who we got?
Oh shit, we got the homie.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Oh shit. We got the homie Medino Green.
Yeah.
Shout out to Medino Green. From Queens artist, by way of South Carolina. He got a southern root, southern family.
Mm-hmm.
But born and raised I think born in South Carolina, but raised in Queens.
In Queens.
Jamaica to be exact. He started rapping around like 2003. Doing this music shit. Rap artist, about these bars. You know what I'm saying? Dropped his first mixtape in like 2011. And that's
right.
Medino Green, man. He came out, I read in the article, he came out to his mom and dad like around the same time. But like his situation was kind of similar to mine. Like he came out to his mom's and his mom's was like, you know, whatever, nothing gonna change, it's all love.
Right.
But then he came out to his pops and it was kind of different. And he kind of was, he did the 1 foot in, 1 foot out come out. He was like, he told his pops he was bi.
Right.
Which it was like, you know, you try to soften the blow a little bit. Like people don't know like the psychology behind coming out and all that shit. It's a lot that people go through in the shit you deal with based on the social constructs and all that shit. But that's something
we're gonna talk about
separate.
that at a later
as
date.
far as the music, but yeah, like that was similar
that.
to some shit like I kind of went through with, you know, with my family.
For sure.
But he also considers himself a butch queen, which I thought was interesting.
That's
For
the
those
evolution.
you know in the community, y'all know what that is. But he doesn't feel the need to kind of just, you know, be hyper masculine and show like overt aggression and all that shit, just to, you know, have that representation of somebody who's masculine. He's comfortable in his own skin, for the lack of a better term.
Right.
But yeah, we got the single MMAI, Me, Myself, and I. That came out in November, on the 10th of November. It's a single. It's more like a freestyle type joint. We couldn't find it streaming anywhere, so I think it's just like a freestyle. You can find it on his SoundCloud.
Right.
And it's a short but sweet joint. It's like right to the point. 2 minutes, 17 seconds. It's his latest offering. I gave it that loud, man.
You gave it the loud?
I gave it the loud. I fuck with this joint. First of all, I'm a sucker for a good flip. You flip a nice little joint that was a hit. He flipping that Beyonce, Me, Myself, and I joint. Like, that joint is already fire. So if you flipping it right, you throw the right drums on it, and he's spitting. He's spitting that shit. I fucked with it. I thought it was dope. I love the beat. And then, you know, he got the line where he said, been bad, switching looks for the season, put a few pounds on just to know these niggas I was eating. He like got them little, like, he give me them little fab jab bars like here and there. Like I like them little punchlines and shit. He just talking his shit. It's like a quick freestyle joint over an ill little flip sample beat. Like this is some shit I just eat real quick. You know what I'm saying? Just something light. So for what it was, I thought it was dope. I gave it that loud. You know what I'm saying? It's like a freestyle joint. Kind of like a in-between snack between projects or some shit like that. Like that's how I looked at it.
For sure. Let me give you some fun facts about Medino Green for a second.
Yeah.
This is one of our artists on our top 50, number 46.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So we definitely rep the boy. You know what I'm saying? Of course. Like EarthTone said, Queensbridge bred, Boston based right now. He put out his mixtape, Carry. The Carry
just came out in the summer.
And he was once part of the Out Mob. Now, I remember Out Mob. That's Swanee. That's another Swanee supergroup situation. It was him, Bryant, and Bone and Tell. Shout out to all of them.
Oh, the homies.
Yeah, those like some of the hardest lyricists that I've ever come across, like personally. So
Kids had another supergroup.
Swanee
pre-alliance.
Pre-alliance. So Swanee was definitely repping. Swanee always reps the bars and the beats. That's all he's been about. But for this song, I gave it a mid.
Okay.
I gave it a mid.
Okay.
I thought it was a good flip too.
Okay.
And I like the fact that, you know, when artists are like self-confessional and giving a little bit of their soul and
you can't go
their
wrong
struggle,
with that. You can't lose with that. Yeah, because only you're gonna be able to give that perspective.
To give that, and it's not something that's given a lot.
It's not
in our community for sure. You know, I like that it opens the conversation as far as like the masculinity, the toxicity that comes with the dating scene.
Yeah.
So that's what I got and I like that shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Sometimes you gotta you gonna go through it. You know, it's just part of the whole culture.
Part of the lifestyle.
It'll put you in a certain place. And I like that he was just open and honest about that.
Yeah, it was dope, man.
So yeah. Other than that, that song is definitely legit. It's a mid from me.
Okay. So a mid and a loud. That's not bad. Like we ain't been too far off. I think the Reggie and we gave a Reggie and a mid or Reggie and a loud?
I think we gave a Reggie to Hayley Kiyoko.
You gave the Reggie to Hayley. You gave it that Reggie.
Yeah.
All right, so a mid and a loud for Medino Green. Shout out to the homie Medino Green.
Shout out to the homie Medino.
MMAI, go stream that on SoundCloud. It's available. Me, Myself, and I.
It is available.
Medino Green. All right. So that kind of wraps it up for our Q plus artists for this segment.
Yeah.
Now we got one more artist, and then we're gonna take it to our allies. So who's our ally for today?
Who is our ally?
First ally on the Herbal Tea Podcast.
Y'all gonna love this.
This is a big fucking
Get
deal.
ready. Brat-tat-tat-tat.
None other than Kanye motherfucking West.
Woo!
Oh shit. Now some people might be like, all right, Kanye West, like, is he an ally? Like, I don't know. Like, does he? But for those who do remember, back in like 2005, he had that infamous MTV interview with, I think it was Sway, where he pretty much came out and was like, yo, it's a lot of homophobia in hip hop. We use the word fag, we throw it around, myself included. We need to stop. It's not right. It's discrimination. Like, that was huge to even just say that publicly at that time.
Yeah.
Where he was at, he was like on the top. Like, this was on fire Kanye West. Like, Kanye just broke into the scene, the polo don, the book bags, and all of that shit. So for him to be able to come out at that moment, and it was no reason for him to do that. Like, he wasn't being pressured. It was kind of just, he felt that at the moment. And that was big for him to do. And that's something I'll never forget. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people are angry, upset with Kanye right now for certain things he do, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. We all got good and bad shit with us. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's all good. Nobody's all bad. It is what it is. You got to be careful when you judging people. And the shit he's doing, as of recent, a lot of the shit I don't agree with. But that's one thing you can never take away from Kanye West, regardless. So that's the reason why he qualifies as an ally. But, I mean, most of y'all know him for the Jesus Walks. He's married to Kim Kardashian with the fat ass and all of that. You know, they got two beautiful kids. All of that shit.
Four kids.
They got 4 kids?
They got 4 kids, my nigga.
Shit. See, that's how much I don't be in people personally. I don't be into all of that shit. You know? I know Northwest. After that, I like...
he got his son. He got Chicago.
See, I didn't even know that. He got a lot. And the whole family.
the whole family.
But he got a big family with Kim Kardashian.
He got a big family.
Everybody know who's Kanye West is. He was also
Saint. Forgot about Saint
too.
There
you go, Saint.
That was.
He was also in a severe car accident, like early on in his career, and that actually spawned the song "Through the Wire," which he sampled Shaka Khan on. But he recorded the shit with his jaw wired, so like that just gives you kind of some of the spirit of Kanye West, like the type of person he is. Like, he is strong dude. Like, to go through some shit like that and to record a hit, something that eventually becomes a hit off of, you know, a traumatic experience like that. Everybody can't do some shit like that.
Always worn his heart.
And then College Dropout is like one of my favorite projects of all time. Like, when that shit came out, like, that just brings me back to a certain time. He featured so many of my favorite artists at the time, like Common, Mos Def, like everybody was on that project. Like, it was just the production, like, he was just in his bag on that project. And like, you didn't hear anybody talking about college like that. Like, cause I was kind of going through like the whole, is college the right thing for me? Like, should I finish? Like, I'm graduate with all these loans and shit. Like, he was really speaking on that shit. He was the first artist I ever heard touching on some shit like that. Yeah. So that was just a big deal for me as far as Kanye West. Like, so what are some of your thoughts on Kanye West? What are some of your memories? What do you...
Kanye West is definitely influential to me as far as like production is concerned, and I always respected like how big his productions would sound because he brings in a whole lot of different collaborators, and I like that. I like collaboration by committee, is what they say. I like that situation. My favorite Kanye album is My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. That's
a certified classic. That's classic. Like, I feel like that's like one of them undeniable classics.
It's a definitive album, the most influential of this decade I've heard around in blogs and like that. But that is definitely a landmark. It's my favorite.
That's easily his best album.
Yeah.
That's his best album, hands down.
Hands down. But, you know, Kanye West is influential in that sense to me. Of course, I don't also agree with a lot of his viewpoints, ideas, presentations, whatever. But everybody's allowed to be themselves.
Of course.
If we as Q plus people are asking to be ourselves in a lot of different environments, and sometimes it makes other people uncomfortable, but we ask for the same compassion. We got to do the same thing.
That's it.
We offer the same respect. It's a two-way street.
That's it.
That's where I'm at.
That's it. That's why I don't get when people like get their panties all in a bunch. Like, it's one thing to have a strong opinion, but to be like attacking somebody and like, it's just like, all right, my G, like, we disagree. We could agree to disagree and keep it moving.
Exactly.
Like, I done shown you a track record that I'm not that. So like, why you give me some benefit of the doubt? You know what I'm saying?
You know.
But shout out to Kanye West. So he recently put out this project, Jesus is King.
Jesus is King.
October 25th, 2019. 11 songs, but it's short. It's a short 11 songs.
It's a short
27
11
minutes.
songs.
This is technically his 9th studio album. So it's his 9th full length.
Throw that album cover on. What that cover look like?
I mean, the cover ain't much to write home about. You know what I'm saying?
I actually like the cover, to be honest with you. I like that simplistic, and he's been doing that. That's been his bag for maybe the past few albums.
I remember the Yeezus joint was just the CD.
It was,
was that the
Yeezus. It was, that was Yeezus. It was just the
I like
CD.
that joint. I thought that
like
was pretty
it.
dope. And then Chance the Rapper jacked it with the. He took the same shit.
See, influential.
But this
There you
just
go.
looked like this. Bring me back to like the old 45s. Remember the 45?
That's what I got.
Yeah, okay.
I like this. What
It's
I got,
dope. I
and
fuck with
like
it. I fuck with it.
it's
I mean, but
simple.
it's pretty much he dropped a gospel album. He dropped a gospel rap album.
He did.
And he not the first person to do it.
Of course
Motherfuckers,
not.
it's a whole genre. Like
whole
Lecrae is
genre.
out there. Like motherfuckers been doing gospel rap for a little while now. I mean, Kanye came out. He always had the gospel influence in his shit. He always
Right.
had like the choirs and the church influence and all that shit. So it's always been present and been around, but he really went in on this album with the whole theme and everything. Like every track is pretty much, he's talking about, you know, God and religion and all of that shit.
Every hour.
It opens up like a choir, like gospel joint. And I'm not the biggest gospel fan. And here's my thing with gospel. Gospel just always reminds me of like the church and religion, especially like Southern Baptist churches. And that community always seemed like the biggest hypocrites to me as far as the LGBTQ community.
Oh, yeah, for
because you got
sure.
the pastors molesting little boys. Well, that's more so the Catholic Church, but that happens a lot too. And the little girls. The pastors be the most grimiest motherfuckers in the church.
Yeah.
And then you got the choir directors who usually like the singers and the ones, everybody in the choir is gay, singing their hearts out, but then they getting bashed and judged, and they putting the most work in for the church. Like, it just always seemed like the biggest hypocritical shit, and I always associate gospel music with that. So it was always just a turn off. But that shit, you can't deny how beautiful gospel music sounds.
Absolutely.
That's just some beautiful sounding music. And that's the thing with this album. The shit sounds amazing. Like, a lot of the production, the quality of the shit, the instruments he used, the sequencing, all of that shit, it sounds beautiful. But like, given all of the shit he's been doing, and then just, you know, the church on Sundays shit, like, he got a lot going on, and I think that's playing a part with how people judging the album, and that's how they're gonna receive you. Like, you can't separate your shit from the music. As much as people want to separate the person from the music, we as humans don't do that shit very well. Yeah. So that definitely played a part in how I felt about the album. But overall, I was only excited about like one song maybe. Like, all right, so I'm gonna give you my grade. My grade, I gave it a mid.
You gave it a mid?
I gave it that mid. I gave it like a 45, 50. So I gave it that mid. It's a short project. Based on just the music quality alone, I think that could hold it down to where it's not, I mean, it ain't trash. Like, people ain't just making music like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like, that alone held a lot of weight for me. But the one track that I do like, it's probably like one of the hardest tracks I heard like the whole year.
What's the track?
Follow God is my shit. I love this fucking track. First of all, the track is only 1 minute and 44 seconds. So it's a short but sweet, just smack you in the face. I love when people do that. I love when they leave you wanting more. Like, every time I play that shit, I gotta replay it because I don't feel like I heard the beat long enough. Like, I gotta run it back. So first of all, it's one of those. He giving you that vintage He got that vintage soul sample with them hard drums, and then the flow. He just give you that type like niggas on the right. He was like, what did he say? He said, people know you most push your buttons like a tight right. I ain't gonna. Yo, he was on that yay.
I missed
he
that
give me.
line.
I missed that yay. See, you ain't even hit. But that's the yay that I love and fuck with.
And that is what
rapping ass yay with them soul samples and them hard beats. This is one of the hardest songs I heard. Period. But it's on a trash album. I didn't really fuck with the album.
I never thought he lost it, to be honest with you. But
it's just the presentation of this shit now. Like, I haven't really been like, I need an album full of those.
Okay.
That's what I want. Like, fuck all that other, like, fuck that. Even if you just give me an EP, like an 8-track EP full of those. Give me that.
That's mixtape Kanye. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Remember when
I
he
want
did the
that
Can't
shit.
Tell Me Nothing?
We haven't had that in so long that it's
that.
time for him to bring that yay back. And that's what I was looking for.
nice.
But that song carried my whole fucking grade. If it wasn't for that song, this should probably be a Reggie for me. Easy. With the sound and the quality and the production, that one song brought it to a mid for me. But then, so this is kind of one of the drawbacks for me was use this gospel.
Oh.
The Clips joint with Kenny G. Now you hear Clips is back for the first time. Anybody who know the history of the Clips know the history of the Clips.
Yeah.
Like, this is a big deal to have them on the same song
know.
now in 2019.
Right.
And you got Kenny G. Like, who don't fuck with Kenny G? It's Kenny G. Like,
It's Kenny G.
But then I hear the song. So I like the song when it start off. It start off, the beat got that, you know, when you got a car and you leave the door open.
Yes.
I swear to God, I think this is the exact sound. I think it's the same. It's like,
it's a car alarm. It's a car alarm.
But the shit sound hard when it's rocking, and then it come in with the instrumentation, and he ain't got no drums. But then Kanye come in, he on his singing shit, so it's like, all right, he ain't spitting anyway, he ain't got no drums. Boom, cool, whatever, cool. Then Pusha come in. And he still ain't give me no drums. Like, come on, man. Like, I want to hear that car alarm with the drums. Like, give me that over Push. So first of all, is that he ain't get Push no drums. Then Push only got 8 bars. And then it's like Push verse ain't really sound like the flow wasn't giving me the good synergy with the car alarm. And it was just, I just ain't like the way this shit sound. And then Malice came in. No Malice came in. And he still ain't give me the drums. I'm like, yo, you gonna let both of the Clips spit, ain't give me no drums. And then he dropped everything. Let Kenny G come in after the Clips. Killed the solo.
Yeah.
And then you gonna bring in the drums when nobody's spitting. Yo, I was so upset with this entire song. Like, I was upset. This whole song was disappointing to me. So that's my take on it. What you got? I'm done. I'm done.
Okay. Yeah, tell you how you really feel, mad rapper. Tell them how you really feel. Damn.
Am I wrong though? Tell me when you see the live.
I mean,
what did you think? What did you grade? What you grade it?
Hi, my name is Quan. I'm from New Rochelle. That's what it know. Why you so mad?
Yo, remember what is that from? I used to love that skit.
Biggie.
Oh, that's
Life
my
After
shit.
Death. All right.
All right, what did you think?
Okay, this album did it for me.
Did it?
It really did.
Oh, shit.
This album is loud for me. It's a loud. I gave it a 72% loud.
Look at that.
I'm like 8 out of the 11 songs.
Holy shit.
I thought most of it was boppable because I look at Kanye in a different I was expecting something different. I wasn't expecting the rappity rap Kanye, if anything. I was just expecting to bring Sunday service to an album. And that's basically what he gave. And I have my thing about religion too. So I will not fault you or anybody that just turns him off because he's on his religious bag right now. I look at it as like the way I interpret religion is different anyway. I interpret it more in a spiritual sense. Yeah. So I skip all the literal God talk that we're talking about. Yeah. I look at us as gods anyway. Yeah. So in that sense,
that's kind of my interpretation of it.
That's how I feel about it, and that's how I listen to the album. Gotcha. Salah, I like the way the way he's rapping on Salah. Follow God, of course. On God. My shit is Everything We Need with Ty Dolla $ign.
That was one of my other keys that I really liked. Yeah,
I really like that.
That's my second one. Follow God and Everything We Need.
It reminds me of I Am a God from Yeezus in that way. And let me see, what's the line? It's the line that it goes, the fuck is the line? Oh, going to level yourself up. It's that different latitude. You know what I'm saying? Going to level yourself up. This, that different latitude. So that line kind of really stuck out for me. And what if E made apple juice or say baby? Yeah. Let's put this back
he's
on the
saying
tree.
He always saying his shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's my shit. So I that's all I
So
need.
you gave it a loud loud 70 something?
72.
Okay.
And it's layered. You know, layered instrumentation with the vocals. He's been doing a lot of the vocal sampling and layering that and that being the beat. And I appreciate that too.
The music and the production is A1.
It's A1. I like to use this gospel. I wasn't mad when...
I was mad.
I wasn't mad about the beat coming in.
And now I think there's a lot of those are my own bias. It's just like, all right, the first time I hear the Clips again after like a fucking decade, like I want to hear these niggas go. Like, come on. They ain't really get to go. But I get it. Like, it just it wasn't it for me.
We got to go through this. Like, the ones that I didn't like, Close on Sunday. I thought he was being real meta with that one because obviously Chick-fil-A is closed on Sunday and he's doing Sunday service. So it's like a reference to himself.
I get it.
Whatever. God Is, that was the other down point for me.
Yeah.
But the album is loud. I enjoyed it. Did y'all enjoy the album?
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
That is our review.
A mid and a loud. So we agreed out of what? 5 artists. We got 4 Q+ artists, 1 ally. We got 1 we agreed on.
1 we agreed on.
The rest of
other
them,
ones was just kind of opposite.
So what do y'all think? Here and there. Like, we don't always agree, as you see. I'm sure y'all ain't gonna necessarily agree with us, but we want to know y'all opinion. It's about the conversation. It's about the community. And, we talking about this music shit because we want to highlight it. We want people to take a closer ear when they listening to these projects because these artists put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into these projects, these albums. And you get to know these artists by listening to their music and, relating to it. And certain shit might strike a certain chord with you. Certain shit might not. But what do y'all think? Hit us up in the comments. Let us know. Herbal.tea.com. It's your boy, Tone and Peasy. And that's it for the album reviews, man.
That's it for the album reviews.
So we got this music going on. Like, what the fuck is going on out here in these streets? Like, it's a lot of buzz going on. Like, what's going on in the streets?
There is a lot going on in these streets.
We got to see what's going on out here, man. What's going on out here?
We're gonna get right to we're gonna cut right to the chase.
Okay.
What
what we doing?
We're not gonna spend a lot of time. Complex Music put out a documentary called Notes from No Homo, Hip Hop and Its Fear of the Gay Rapper.
Okay.
It was published on November 19th, 2019. And it basically just featured talk about LGBT artists and the proliferation of them, and is it going to be accepted in hip hop now that there's so many of us coming in the game right now.
I did see it.
The way I see it is hip hop has always been about the masculine, the hypermasculine, and the heteronormativity because it's a male-dominated industry.
Yeah.
And so everybody's going to be subjected to whatever the norms is of that culture. And eventually it influences society as a result. So that's the type of world that hip hop is. That's what it created.
Yeah.
And so, that being said, we had the evolution of it came about when it's like female rappers, they came in. There's always been just a few of them, never as many as the male rappers, but there's always been a few, and there's always been notable ones. At one time, female rappers kind of got caught trying to appeal to the masculine culture by being hardcore and trying to adopt the style of dress and
baggy clothes,
the culture
bandanas,
of that. Baggy,
all of that.
Queen Latifah comes to mind.
MC
Yo-Yo
Lyte.
comes to mind. MC Lyte definitely comes to mind.
Rage,
then what changed
all
that?
of them.
What changed that is Little Kim and Foxy Brown and Missy came in the game,
femininity,
opened the door
all
of
that.
sexualization, and kind of a revolution kind of came forth. But it's still in a male-dominated industry, and you see certain things follow through. Fast forward to now, where at least when a lot of rappers started coming in that were of LGBT persuasion were influenced a lot by just seeing female rappers showing just a different lane in terms of expression.
Yeah.
So that is kind of the context that was built for LGBT rappers to kind of feel like they could be themselves. And I think we would be remiss if we did not acknowledge that.
Absolutely.
Now, of course, there's other factors,
Yeah.
but that might have been one of the most influential
Absolutely. I mean, you
ways.
look at a lot of the artists that are out now, a lot of the Q+ artists, a lot of the out artists, in particular, like the gay males.
Yeah.
They look to like the Foxies, the Little Kims,
Absolutely.
like the Nicki Minaj's. Like, these are their idols. These are the people that influence them to like go out and do their thing and like, you know what I mean? Like, feel comfortable just being yourself, because it's just a certain amount of power that comes with being able to embrace your sexuality, embrace the shit you really like, as opposed to the shit you feel like you should like because you don't want to, stir the pot or ruffle any feathers. These are just social constructs that we were born into.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't make this world, we were born into it.
And
so
this is how
the kind
we dealt with it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, that being said, it's just a matter of adopting that freedom and identifying ourselves, and even though we may be looked at as other, because the mainstream presence for rappers is black straight males.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But so anybody that's not that is basically an other.
But that's why it comes. That's why it's so important. I feel is to kind of just identify yourself and let people know, like, nah, I'm not just a normal regular. Like, I am a gay rapper. Like, I am a Q+ artist, and I want that to be something that other Q+ artists could look at and be like, oh shit, there are more of us. There are like other artists doing their thing, and you can be different, or you can do whatever you want, or you don't have to fall into the typical, lane or style that you think or associate with just a gay rapper or whatever. Like, you could be whatever you want, but that's more like a label. It's more like a sub-genre or a sub-label to just go and Google. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's pretty much all it is. A label, like, you want a label on your food so you know, like, all right, if you're allergic to some shit, you might not want to listen to some shit or eat some shit that got that in it. You know what I'm saying? And it's also a deterrent for people. Because everybody don't fuck with the Q+ community. You know what I'm saying?
like
it's people that hate us. So it is what it is. Look, you got the label on it. Don't waste your time. I'm a Q+ artist. You ain't got to fuck with me. Don't waste your time. Don't listen to it. I know you're not going to be into it.
It's a
I'm talking about my
sword
life.
out
You know what
here.
I'm saying?
That's part of society, that in general, as far as we have to label ourselves, but we don't necessarily want to be.
It shouldn't be that big of a thing. Like,
a
we have
thing.
to label ourselves because of the way the society is
Because that's
constructed.
how you're
Because
gonna-
it's not the norm. So we gotta be like, all right, straight people don't have
What
to
it
label
is.
ourselves because that's the default. That's
That
the
is the
norm.
default,
You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
It starts there.
I
But
like-
it is. What did you think of the documentary?
I like when Trinidad James brought up his speaking with Young Thug and about wearing the dress and
That was very
adopting
interesting. Yeah.
something that is outside the norm like that. And he said something, let's see, real interesting. Let me see. He said, I don't have to, just the whole mantra is, I don't need to explain myself unless I choose to. You know what I'm
There you
saying?
go.
Just if you want to wear it, if you want to wear the dress, do it. You don't have to explain yourself. And I think
Exactly.
that's kind of what we're coming into right now. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Like, we just kind of being ourselves.
Yeah.
And you either accept it as you or you don't. We don't always have to interview or talk about what we're doing. Let everybody
Show
else
and prove.
let
Yeah.
everybody else decide. And it's really all about the talent at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
That was a
I
highlight for
agree.
me. As a whole, I thought the documentary was pretty well put together, and they got some interesting perspectives. And shout out to Brian for coming in and sharing his story.
Yeah, that was huge. They
as
had him
well.
up there like at the birth of hip hop and all
Yeah.
that. That was dope.
He did have like the majority of the fucking documentary. But
You
nah, I'm
hating.
playing.
You hating.
I mean, but shout out to him anyway. You know, check out Brian's music. He is a definitely prominent Q+ artist.
He's on the
out
top
here,
50.
and he's on the top 50. He's
Yeah.
been out here for a while, and you know, I definitely appreciate, you know, just Complex doing something like that. At the end of the day, you know, if you're trying to learn about LGBT culture and you're trying to follow us, or trying to just learn ways to be a little bit more accepting, just understand that, you know, when we're out here talking about pronouns, we're talking about marching out here, and we're showing our colors and things like that, all it really is about the compassion. We just want to be respected. And if you want to be respected, respect us as well. And
Yeah.
it's supposed to be, it should be a two-way street. And that's what I got from it at the end of the day.
And respect is earned, man. You got to carry yourself a certain way to be respected. You carry yourself in a respectful manner to be respected. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? But definitely dope, definitely important to the community. So that's what's going on here,
That's what's going
out
on.
in these streets.
Before we go, I wanted to mention, we talked about this earlier, my album, ETHOS, you know.
Hey, let them know.
ETHOS is my anthology album for the 2010s. So it is out. It came out on Black Friday, November 29th. You know what I'm saying? And it is basically PZ 101. So go out there, get that album. Every song has an empowering message. I launched my website with it, ikp.me. It includes a new song featuring the members of the Alliance.
Hey.
We got that Day Ones on there.
Hey.
Billy Hood, Swanee River. My man EarthTone is here.
Of
You know what I'm
course.
saying? How to represent, because, you know, they're part of the whole PZ universe as it is. And at the end of the day, the album is just about celebrating all your wins, because nobody's going to celebrate you unless you celebrate yourself. And that's why I'm out here really doing it like this anyway. So get into this world, get into this life, get into ETHOS. It's
Hey.
out there. Support all Q Plus artists.
All Q Plus.
As well as myself, as well as EarthTone. We putting out this work. We putting in this energy. We giving you this good life. And, you know, that's where we at. And that's in these streets.
In these streets. So, hey, thank y'all for rocking with us for the Herbal Tea Podcast. I don't know. I feel like I might need a little break. You know what I mean? Like take a little walkie walk.
Yeah. I'm feeling the same way.
Yeah.
I'm feeling the same way.
Hey, stay tuned, man. But I hope y'all appreciate us. Listen, hit us up in those comments. Let us know what you think. We want to hear these opinions. We know y'all got some strong opinions. That's one thing about the Q Plus community. We are very opinionated and we tend to be very hard on each other. And it's good. You know what I'm saying? You got to learn from it. Those debates are healthy. It's what we are here for and is the main reasoning behind this podcast. So we want to shine a light on the Q Plus community. And y'all hit us up, let us know. And if y'all got some new music coming out, hit us up, send it to us, send us the links, add us, all of that stuff.
We sure. It's all love at herbal.pod.t.pod. I fucked it up again.
Herbal.t.pod. The Herbal Tea Podcast with your boy Tone and Peasy.
You already.
Oh, shit. How did we end up here?
How did we? What?
Look where we are.
Look at that.
Yo, we in the smoking section. That's crazy. I was
fantastic.
just thinking like, damn, like, I'm trying to light this motherfucking clip, but I don't know, because you know you can't just be wilding out. Anyway, you got to know where you smoking at. You can't just smoke. It's getting better. Mm-hmm. Like, I smoke pretty much anywhere. But I don't advise that for everybody, because you got to know what you're doing. You got to know how to be low. You got to know how to keep it moving.
What I'm trying to understand is, like, he was looking for this blunt, this L earlier, and he did not find it, so he went to the store, and we already smoked the L before he even left.
Because I rolled another one.
And he just happened to find it, and I'm like, you just packing extra? Is that what you do? You just pack really, extra?
I didn't really pack it
just extra. In case?
It wasn't really an extra type thing. It was just, I thought I smoked it, so it was like, that was going in my mind. So I rolled another one.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I went to the store, it was like, oh shit, look at that. I didn't smoke it. So it was a pleasant surprise. Shout out to all my smokers out there.
This is the smoker's life.
I mean,
and I'm new to
you know what happens.
I'm new to this, so I'm fucking learning right here, but I've observed. And I'm going to ask questions.
We bringing you along. But, so, speaking of questions, the question for today is, when was the first time you smoked? Haven't thought about that in a while, have you?
I have not thought about that.
When was the first time you smoked? If you smoked, I mean, I'm assuming all my smokers that you in the smoking session, so I'm sure you smoked. When was the first time you smoked? I'm trying to think the first time I smoked. That's an interesting story, but I'm gonna let you go first. Like, when was the first time you smoked?
I don't remember the absolute first time I smoked, but I do remember a situation where I was recording for my album, my first album.
Okay.
And, you know, niggas around, they got the weed or whatnot, and they rolling up, or they got the pipe or whatever the fuck you call it.
All right, what era are we talking about? What stage of Peasy was this?
Was
this early Peasy?
This is early
teen Peasy?
This is early Peasy. This is not teen Peasy. I might have smoked in my teens, but probably not too much because I was about to go into the military. You can't smoke in the military.
Yeah.
But when I got out, different story. So they rolled a bong out. We smoked that, and I remember getting so fucking high. Like, I was just freestyling all over the place. And then we ended up walking because we all got hungry. And so we took a ride to this chicken place. It's not, I think it's Buffalo Wild Wings. It's close by.
I fuck with Buffalo Wild Wings.
And we fucked some fucking chicken.
I fuck with Buffalo Wild Wings. Like, that's one of my favorite wing spots.
Yeah, it was a beautiful
It's experience. Like a franchise, but it's still like, it's official.
Listen, I think I had recorded, I don't know, it might have been one of my earlier songs. I think it was the session for Let It Be Known, which is one of my earlier singles.
So you were just with the homies?
I was just with the homies, the producers.
They always smoked.
And they smoked. I had not spoken that much until that point.
But you smoked before?
But I had smoked, but I just don't remember. I don't remember the first time. It was that long ago. Like, I don't remember that experience, but I do remember certain experiences.
That's my memories are kind of selective like that too. Like, some shit I'll be remembering to the T, and I'll be like, damn, I don't know how I remember that. And then some shit I'm just like, dog, I don't remember that shit. But I definitely remember my first time. My first time was Teenage Tone. Like I didn't smoke, drink. I didn't do any of that in high school. I was a late bloomer to the party. But my senior year, me and a couple of my high school homies. Well, I had one homie in my circle that smoked. He was like the rebel. He was the only one that used to come over to New York because I'm from Jersey. So we wasn't just coming over to New York City just to chill. We was chilling in Jersey. We had our spots. You know, we was teenagers. Whatever. It was a trek as a teenager to get out to New York. Like it wasn't just a hop, skip, and jump. Like you had to make an effort. But he was doing this regularly. So he was like, you know, he was a little bit more seasoned than we were.
Okay.
So he knew the spot. He had to connect. And we was like, yo, fuck it. Tonight's the night. We seniors. We about to graduate soon. Let's fuck it. Let's do it. It was 3 of us. Me and 3 of my homies. So we had the whip. I forgot who got the whip. I think I was able to get the whip, borrow the whip. Like we had all just got the L, so we just got our licenses. Mm-hmm. And I don't even know if that's the word, licenses.
Driver's licenses?
Yeah. Is it driving licenses or license?
License. If it's
like,
multiple.
What's the plural?
Well, if you have multiple driver's licenses.
I'm saying we had our licenses.
Yeah, so that's what you would say.
Plural, yeah. It just sounds funny. I don't know if I ever said that shit, but that's a tangent. But anyway, so I think I had the car. I was able to borrow it. And we was like, fuck it, we gonna go get it. My homie knew where the spot was. We went to the spot. It was like a little apartment building. You had to go in the back alley. So we parked the car. He get out. He go do what he do. Copped it. Boom. We good. We copped like $1,000. It was like a dime.
You had to go to the stash spot for the gram.
We had to go to the stash spot.
550 State Street.
Exactly.
Facts.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So we had to go get that.
Facts.
Ran and got that. We had the blunt. So we like, all right, we're gonna roll this shit. So I'm thinking, you know, my homie smoke. Ooh.
That one hit right there.
I mean, you can't be in the smoking section and not be smoking.
And not be smoking.
But, so my homie, he smokes. So I'm like, all right, you the pro, you gonna roll up. We about to get this shit in. We hype. None of my other homies smoked before, so this is their first time too. We with the vet. And he don't even really know how to roll. So that's the thing about weed. Like, you got weed, but how do you smoke it? How do you consume it? There's different ways to consume weed. So you got vaporizers. You could roll it in a blunt, which is, you know, the leaf. You could roll a paper joint.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You could use a bong. You could use a piece. He was like a piece smoker. So he had a little pipe, one hitter. He wasn't really a blunt smoker. So he's stunting. Right. You know, we knew he smoked, but he ain't really smoked blunts. So this is kind of like his first count rolling a blunt. So he rolling the blunt. Shit was ugly.
So it was all y'all first times?
Pretty much, kind of. Not first time smoking for him, but his first time smoking a blunt. Mm-hmm. So he rolled a blunt. Shit is ugly. But we like, fuck it. We gonna smoke this shit. We did all of this shit. This shit was a journey at this point. Yeah. We done, you know, it was a mission. Shit was ugly. We started smoking that shit. It was pulling, but it wasn't. It was kind of like, I don't know. But I don't remember getting high. Like, I don't remember being like, oh shit. Like, I feel like we had some dirt our first time. Ooh. Yeah, I feel like it might have been some dirt. It definitely wasn't that fire. Like, it wasn't high grade, nothing. It was at mid at very best. But I don't remember getting.
I feel like my first year that I really was smoking weed, like every experience, somebody had really good weed. But it's usually because I was around a whole lot of white people. Okay. And privileged kids. Yeah. Because we're talking about, like, I was in Full Sail University. That's where I was going to get my degree to study recording arts and whatnot. So I'm around a bunch of music kids. Yep. And it's an expensive school.
It's all about access.
Yeah, so it's gonna be rich kids. They're gonna have access to that loud, real loud. Yeah. So they smoking bongs, they smoking vaporizers, they smoking bowls, and they're not smoking blunts. They're not really smoking.
They don't fuck with blunts. That's what they don't really know how to do it. Blunts is more like a black thing. Like, black niggas smoke blunts.
Yeah, that'd be it.
The bongs, the dabs, the pieces, the pipes, the one hitters, like I do all that shit too, but it's nothing like blunts. Like I always smoke blunts. But going to college, that's when I really got put onto the other shit. Like that was my first time smoking, like senior high school. But once I went to school and was like around the motherfuckers that do it for real, like bongs, all that shit. That shit was like, that's when I got turned down. Ended up going to Amsterdam, all that shit. That's gonna be a story for another session in the smoking section. Yeah. But yeah, it was crazy.
Oh man, I remember smoking the gravity bomb.
Oh, so you bringing up all types of shit. See, you going too deep. See, all right, I think I had enough. We're gonna stop passing this shit. I think we've been in the smoking section long enough.
Yeah.
And we're gonna take it down a notch before we get too high because y'all not ready for all of that.
Y'all not
this is what y'all
ready.
in store for. This is what we're doing. We're gonna be bringing you all types of tidbits, all different angles and perspectives. We're gonna be getting into the business side. We're gonna be getting into the political side. All cannabis talk, all 420, all for the culture.
This what you want. This what you want. This what you need.
That's what we do in the smoke section. Herbal tea. You know, herbal had to come in somewhere. We got. Come on, what do you think? The herbal?
Duh.
They don't know.
They don't know yet.
But
we'll let them know.
Till next time.
Facts.
As always, we like to end on a high note.
High note.
Peace, y'all.
Peace.
Don't you know that from coast to coast, where there's dope, there's hope. Where there's dope, there's hope. Sheesh. Wait, is it lit?